Jack Callahan was a tech genius betrayed by his best friend, but as a bartender pouring drinks in Silicon Valley's shadows, he brewed a revenge that toppled an empire. You ever feel like you're a ghost watching the world spin past while you're stuck wiping down someone else's mess? That's me, Jack Callahan, behind the sticky counter of the Rusty Circuit, a dive bar tucked in Silicon Valley's neon jungle. My flannels frayed, my hands smell of whiskey and lime, and the bar's dim lights catch the scars on my knuckles from a life I left behind. I'm not just a bartender, though. Once I built a tech empire. Now I'm invisible, pouring shots for coders and CEOs, listening to their secrets. And let me tell you, there's no better place to plan a reckoning than behind a bar, where everyone talks and nobody sees you. 15 years ago, I co-founded Oravox, a company that was my heartbeat. We cracked ethical AI, clean, unbiased code to revolutionize schools, hospitals, lives. I worked till dawn in our cramped Palo Alto office, the hum of servers like a lullaby, my desk littered with coffee cups and code printouts. I grew up in a nowhere town, my dad a mechanic who taught me to fix things, machines, problems, dreams. Oravox was my fix for a broken world, a promise to make tech serve people, not exploit them. But my partner, Ethan Shaw, saw it differently. Picture him, Rolex glinting, smile sharp as a blade, the kind of guy who'd charm a room then sell it out. He wanted an IPO, billions, power. I wanted integrity. One night I found his betrayal. Ethan had sold our code, our soul, to a foreign defense firm, twisting it for surveillance, profit, control. I confronted him in our office, the air thick with betrayal, his desk gleaming under fluorescent lights. "It's just business, Jack," he said, his voice cold as the glass in his hand. I should have seen it coming. His late-night calls, his new designer suits. He moved fast, forged emails, fake data theft charges, a media storm that painted me as the crook. My name was smeared across tech blogs, my face on every news feed. I had been the dreamer, the coder, the heart of Aravox, and now I was nothing. You know that feeling, don't you? When someone you trusted rips your world apart, and all you can do is stand there, heart pounding, while it burns. I could have fought, screamed my truth, but Ethan's kind don't play fair. I have seen his ambition sharpen over years, so I was prepared. Months before, I cashed out my shares quietly. Millions funneled into hidden accounts, investments tucked away like aces up my sleeve. I didn't run because I was guilty. I vanished because I was patient. I traded my suits for flannel, my office for the Rusty Circuit, a bar where tech bros and venture capitalists spilled their souls over bourbon. I rented a one-bedroom with peeling wallpaper, ate ramen from chipped bowls, and let the world forget Jack Callahan. But I never stopped watching. A bartender's invisible, just a shadow pouring drinks, catching fragments of lives. I heard it all. Startup pitches, shady deals, executives bragging about backdoors in their code. I nodded, wiped the counter, and jotted notes on a napkin. Names, connections, lies. My old tablet hidden under the bar wasn't for inventory. It was my map, tracing Ethan's empire, Neuron Gate, his flagship startup, and a web of shell companies built on stolen dreams. Every night, as I locked up, the bar's neon sign buzzing, I added to my plan, piece by piece. I wasn't just surviving. I was building something bigger, something that'd make Ethan choke on his own greed. Then Sophie Langford walked in. She was different, sharp eyes, a designer's sketchbook under her arm, her ponytail swinging as she slid onto a bar stool. She worked at Neuron Gate, crafting their wellness AI, but she saw through the lies. It was behavioral manipulation, dressed up as self-help. Night after night, she'd order a gin and tonic, her voice low as she vented. "It's wrong, Jack," she'd say. her fingers tracing the rim of her glass. "They're using people's data to control them." I poured, listened, nodded. One night she caught a glimpse of my tablet, lines of code flashing in the bar's dim glow. "That's not for tracking tips," she said, her eyes narrowing. I grinned, the first real spark I felt in years. "No, Sophie, it's not." She wanted in, and I saw myself in her, someone who cared too much to stay silent. We started meeting in my apartment, blinds drawn, takeout boxes piling up on my rickety table. Sophie thought I was a lone genius, a coder hiding behind a bar towel, and I let her. Together we built Sentinel, a platform to hunt corruption in AI systems, sniffing out bias, backdoors, and data trafficking like a bloodhound. Every line of code was a dagger aimed at Ethan's empire. What Sophie didn't know was my edge. Server farms in unmarked warehouses, a shadow team of coders I had hired with my millions, and investments that had grown quietly for a decade. Crypto, stocks, silent stakes in tech firms. I wasn't just coding revenge. I was orchestrating it. We worked late, Sophie sketching interfaces, me weaving algorithms under the flicker of a single bulb. I would lie awake afterward, the city's hum seeping through my window, picturing Ethan's face when his world crumbled. Sentinel wasn't just code. It was truth. Weaponized. We launched it anonymously, a ghost in the machine. Within days, it exploded. Journalists ran exposés, tearing into Neuron Gate's fraudulent patents. Activists used Sentinel to expose data scams, and Ethan's investors started jumping ship. Lawsuits piled up, his stock tanked, and the tech world buzzed. Who built Sentinel? I kept pouring drinks, my flannel sleeves rolled up, my smile tight, waiting for the perfect moment. That moment came at Ethan's Investor Summit, a glitzy affair in a San Francisco conference hall, all glass and ego. I sent one email to every major outlet. "Jack Callahan is alive, and he's been watching." The next day, I walked in. No flannel this time, just a tailored navy suit, Sophie at my side, her eyes bright with defiance. The room hushed, cameras flashing like a storm. I had spent years investing my millions. Crypto before it was cool, stakes in startups, quiet acquisitions. That morning I bought Neuron Gate, Auravox, and Ethan's shell companies in one brutal move. Ethan was mid-speech, his voice smug, when I took the mic. "You're done, Ethan," I said, my words cutting through the silence. "Fired." His face collapsed, the crowd gasped, and I felt it. Justice, sharp and cold as a well-mixed drink. Now, Sophie and I run Signal Ridge, a foundation pumping millions into ethical tech. Projects from kids in small towns, not Silicon Valley's elite. We live in a glass house on a quiet ridge, the kind of place where stars feel close. I still tend bar sometimes just to feel the rhythm of it, the clink of glasses, the hum of stories. One night, a kid slid onto a bar stool, nervous, clutching a laptop. "I've got this AI to predict crop failures," he said, his voice shaky. "Think anyone'll care?" I leaned on the counter, my old flannel creased, and met his eyes. "Kid, the most dangerous guy in the room's the one they never see coming."